Look around you, at the quiet desperation in the morning commute, the resigned sigh at the end of the billing cycle, the phantom ache of a dream deferred, again and again, until it feels less like a part of you and more like a ghost. This is not life. This is a waiting room, and the 99% are waiting for an appointment with a destiny that never calls. They are waiting for permission, waiting for a sign, waiting for a lottery ticket to activate. They are waiting for wealth to happen to them. And in that waiting, they are signing a contract of mediocrity with their own blood, every single day. This is the truth about wealth that the 99% refuse to accept. Wealth is not an event. It is not a destination. It is not a number in a bank account. Wealth is a vibration, a frequency of the mind, a relentless and compromising and singular way of being that you must forge within yourself, long before a single dollar ever reflects it back to you. The 99% are obsessed with the fruit, the money, the car, the house, the symbol. The 1% are obsessed with the root, the mindset, the discipline, the unshakable belief system from which all fruits naturally and inevitably grow. The 99% see wealth as a noun, a thing to be acquired. The 1% know it is a verb, an action to be lived, a truth to be embodied. And tonight, that truth ends its waiting. It is knocking at the door of your mind. Will you turn the lock, or will you add another layer of paint to the walls of your waiting room? The first and greatest lie the 99% believe is that wealth is external, that it is something you go out and get. You chase it, you hunt it, you hustle for it. This is the grand deception. This is why they are exhausted. You cannot chase what is already within you. The fundamental truth, the law that governs all others, is that wealth is an inside job. It is an internal climate before it is an external reality. Think of the greatest architects of fortune the world has ever known: Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford. They did not find their empires lying in the street. They did not stumble upon industrial revolutions. They first built them brick by mental brick, in the workshop of their imagination. They constructed a world within their own minds so vivid, so detailed, so pulsating with life, that the physical world had no choice but to fall in line, to conform to the blueprint of their conviction. Your outer world is nothing more than a lagging indicator, a shadow of your inner world. The poverty you see on your balance sheet is merely the echo of a poverty that first took root in your thinking. The 99% are trying to rearrange the shadows on the wall, never realizing that to change the shadow, you must change the object casting it. You must change yourself. You must become the living, breathing embodiment of the wealth you seek. You must wear the consciousness of abundance like a second skin, until it is your only skin, until every thought, every word, every silent action is filtered through the lens of a creator, not a beggar, a cause, not an effect. This is the non-negotiable starting point, the genesis of all things. The universe does not respond to your wants. It responds to your being. So who are you being? Right now, in this moment, are you being the person for whom wealth is a natural byproduct of their state of mind? Or are you being the person who begs the universe for scraps from a table you refuse to believe you can build yourself? This is where the 99% fracture from the 1%. This is the great divide. It happens not in the boardrooms, but in the silent, solitary moments of choice. It happens in the defiance of consensus. The 99% are hypnotized by the chorus of the crowd. They are lulled to sleep by the limiting beliefs of their parents, their friends, the talking heads on the screen, who have never built anything but a narrative of lack. They accept the inherited blueprint of a mediocre life because it is easier than drawing their own. The 1% possess a different quality, a sacred, terrifying, and magnificent quality. They possess a mind of their own. They understand that to think as the 99% think is to guaranteed results the 99% get. So they divorce themselves from collective opinion. They become a mental sovereign nation. Andrew Carnegie did not ask the local blacksmith if steel was a good idea. Henry Ford did not take a vote on the assembly line. They moved with a conviction that was impervious to the laughter of the doubters, the warnings of the realists. The realists are the high priests of the 99%. They worship at the altar of what is and have no faith in what could be. They will tell you every reason your dream is impossible, because their own dreams died long ago, and they need the company in their cemetery of compromise. You must make a conscious, deliberate choice to exile their voices from the sacred space of your mind. You must become ruthlessly selective about what you allow to take root in the garden of your consciousness, for your mind is the most valuable real estate you will ever own. Do not let the 99% squat there rent-free, dumping the trash of their fears and their limitations. Evict them, today, now. Put a fence around your mind and post a sign that says, "Only the beliefs of the future me are welcome here." This is not arrogance. This is the most profound form of self-defense. It is the recognition that your environment is trying to shape you, and you must fight back with every ounce of your will to shape it instead. And what is the tool with which you shape it? What is the chisel that sculpts the future from the raw marble of the present? It is a definite chief aim, a purpose so clear, so burning, so all-consuming that it becomes the sun around which every aspect of your life orbits. The 99% wander through life with vague wishes. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. These are not goals. They are daydreams. They are fog. A definite chief aim is a laser. It is specificity incarnate. It is not, I want money. It is, I will build a company that revolutionizes sustainable energy and generates $10 million in revenue by January 1st, 2030. It is not, I want to be happy. It is my purpose is to empower 10 million people to achieve financial literacy. And my measure of success is the number of lives transformed. Do you feel the difference? One is a passive whisper. The other is an active command. It has a date. It has a number. It has a purpose that transcends the self. This is critical. Wealth that is only for the self is a hollow empire, a gilded cage that will eventually suffocate its owner. True, lasting wealth is a byproduct of value creation on a massive scale. Rockefeller organized oil. Ford organized transportation. Gates organized software. Their wealth was the effect, not the cause. Their definite chief aim was to solve a problem, to fill a need, to move the human race forward an inch. The money followed as an inevitable consequence. So I ask you, what is your definite chief aim? Not a vague notion, a written, specific, pulsating mission statement for your life. If you cannot articulate it with the clarity of stating your own name, you are still drifting with the 99%. You are still part of the chorus. You have not yet found your solo. Find it, write it, read it upon waking and before sleeping. Burn it onto the back of your eyelids until it is the filter for every decision, every conversation, every thought. This aim becomes your compass in the storm. It is the thing that will get you out of bed when motivation is dead. It is the promise you make to your future self, and it is a promise that must be honored at all costs. Now, the bridge between that inner world, that definite chief aim, and the outer reality, is a substance more valuable than gold, more rare than diamond, and more powerful than any force on earth. It is applied faith, not hope. Not wishful thinking, faith, a knowing so deep it bypasses the logical mind and operates on the level of spiritual certainty. The 99% operate on hope. I hope this works. I hope I get lucky. Hope is a beggar. Faith is a king. Hope is waiting for the weather to change. Faith is building a weather machine. This is the unshakable belief that you're definite. Chief aim is already a reality in the unseen realm, and your job is simply to manifest it in the physical. It is the quality that allowed Thomas Edison to see not 10,000 failures, but 10,000 ways that did not work on the path to the one way that would. He didn't hope the light bulb would work. He knew it was an inevitability. His faith was a self-fulfilling prophecy. This faith is not blind. It is built. It is built through the relentless execution of a plan. And this is where another 99% fallacy is exposed. The belief in a single, magical action. There is no one thing. There is one thing, and then another, and another, and another. It is the relentless, daily, disciplined action taken in the direction of your aim, especially when you do not feel like it, especially when there is no evidence, especially when the world screams no. Your action is the physical expression of your faith. It is your prayer made visible. It is you telling the universe, I am so certain of what is to come that I am acting as if it is already here. You don't wait for the feeling to take the action. You take the action to create the feeling. Discipline is the engine. Faith is the fuel. And together, they form an unstoppable force that bends reality to your will. This is the daily grind that the 99% call sacrifice. The 1% call it worship. It is the sacred ritual of becoming. Please subscribe me.